Before you start dating, again, please ask yourself the 3 questions I'm about to ask you in this training today. Or if you're already in a relationship, ask you and get your partner to answer these questions as well to significantly improve the quality of your relationship. It's going to change your life, I guarantee you. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lewis Huckstep. I'm a coach, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. I've written the book, The Inspired Life Method, and I've coached over 10,000 people. And I help people find their true authentic self, their life's purpose, do the inner work, which is going to be a big conversation for today, and teach them how to create a life on their terms, a life that inspires you. Hence the name, The Inspired Life Method. Now, I'm going to give you very practical questions and things to do in this conversation to help you literally get clear on who is your dream partner, who's the right partner for you, should you break up with the person that you're with right now because you're not aligned with these questions. So please take notes, answer the questions. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below. And the only request I got from you right now is if you could just like this video and subscribe. That would honestly mean the world because it shares it to more people and I get to help more people on my mission, okay? So with that being said, the first question to ask yourself and for your partner to ask themselves, have you done enough self-growth or healing or inner work where you take ownership and responsibility over your own shit? Technical term. Your own triggers, your own inner world, your own limitations, your own trauma. Have you and your partner done enough work where you take responsibility and ownership over your shit? The reason this is the first question is nothing triggers you, it reveals what's inside of you. I talk about this so much in my content around trauma, triggers, your mirrors and all those things. When you get triggered outside of real fight or flight, so when you're in real fight or flight, yes, you get triggered, naturally, that's normal. Outside of real fight or flight, when you're triggered, when you go into a trauma response, an emotional response, you get angry, you yell, you disassociate, you smoke a cigarette, you go scroll on your phone, you have some addictive patterns, you have some form of a trigger you go into, something has revealed what's inside of you. It will be something from the past. It will be from mummy, from dad, from your childhood, from whatever you haven't healed from yet. Trauma, coping mechanisms, triggers. Trauma is a moment in time of overwhelm or underwhelm. Coping mechanisms, what we do to overcompensate from the trauma and hide and protect ourselves from it. A trigger reminds us of the trauma, activates the coping mechanism. The reason this is the first step, the thing that mirrors you the most in life is your relationships. So that's why your partner pushes your buttons. I have yet to see a single relationship on this planet, a long-term one anyways, when you get out of the honeymoon period, I've never seen a single relationship, long-term relationship, where the partners don't get triggered at some point. Because it's part of the journey. My wife triggers me. I trigger her. We trigger each other. We mirror each other's shit. So the reason this is the first step is if both partners or either partner doesn't take ownership of their own shit, their own triggers, their own wounds, their own traumas, guess what's going to happen? The partner that doesn't take responsibility is going to project, blame, and play victim and say it's all the partner's fault. It's got nothing to do with them. You're just trying to control me. You're being too much. You're la 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 la. And they play victim and they don't take ownership. I've seen this so much with my clients that come to me, because if you're obviously coming to me, you're aware enough to do the work because you're coming to me to work on yourself, right? Now, I've had a ton of partners come to me where they start working on themselves, but their partner isn't. Now, this is just a belief that's been true 100% of the time so far, so I'm yet to see this not be right, that in a relationship, when one partner grows, they heal, they take ownership, they take responsibility of their own stuff, and they work on themselves. If one partner does that, if the other partner does not, that relationship will not last. Because the person that's growing is going to take ownership, they're going to heal, they're going to integrate, they're going to do their inner work. So they're less triggered, they're more authentic, they're more loving, all those things. And they're going to want to help their partner. But the partner is going to deflect. They're going to blame. They're going to play victim. And then you repeat the same problems, the same fights, the same triggers. And that only lasts so long until it blows up. And I've only seen that 100% of the time so far. So if you want a conscious relationship, I should have framed this at the start of the conversation. If you want a conscious relationship, a healthy conscious relationship, then you got to answer these 3 questions. So the question, the first one to start with, have you healed enough or done enough work on yourself where you take responsibility over your own shit, and likewise with your partner? And if you haven't, keep working on yourself. Keep healing, keep growing. And the reason I say enough is because of this point. I've heard people say, you need to be healed before you start dating. Well, guess what? You're never fucking healed completely. There's always more healing to be done. I started my conscious growth journey 10 years ago. Tony Robbins is where I started. That was over 10 years ago when I was 18. Now, between then and now, I am so much more healed. I'm more authentic. I take ownership. I'm less triggered. I'm more myself. My emotional regulation is better. All these things. But I still have triggers. I'm still a human. I still have more to go. So people say you need to be fully healed is bullshit. No one's fully healed. I'm yet to meet a single human being on this planet who's not triggered still. You become less triggered, less volatile, less erratic with your triggers. That's definitely true. That's what happens with the journey. But you're never fully healed. So again, the first question, have you and your partner healed enough or done enough self-growth work, self-development work, inner work, where you both take responsibility over your own triggers? Side note, I'm not talking about this much on this conversation. There is a difference between triggers and boundaries. Okay? When you get triggered, you get activated into a trauma response. You dissociate, people pleasing, overworking, yelling, anxiety, stress, depression, whatever it may be. The boundary is the standards you hold your partner to. Because I use this silly example, then I'll move on to the next step. My door is closed right now. I'm in my office, I'm doing my work, I'm jamming out with you guys right now. Say my wife barges in here right now. A boundary that I have is when my door is closed, don't open the door. Because I might be with a client, they might be opening up and being emotional and vulnerable and all these things, and I'm working. Say she barges in here right now and she oversteps a boundary. If I turn around and say, get the fuck out of here, and I get triggered, it's still me. Yes, she did overstep a boundary, that is true, but I still got reactive and I still got triggered back. So then I take ownership of the trigger, I heal from my trigger, because once you heal through it, the triggers go away. That's the point of doing this. Because why couldn't I say, hey, my love, is everything okay? Look, I'm busy right now. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Why couldn't I do that? Because the first example is a trigger, okay? So again, there is differences between triggers and boundaries, but that's not the conversation for today. So step one, do you and your partner individually take ownership and responsibility of your shit? Step number two, are you and your partner aligned with the vision of your relationship with your non-negotiables? This sounds obvious. So many people don't do this. They don't get clear on what it is that they actually desire for their relationship and what does their partner desire for their relationship, and are you guys actually aligned with the non-negotiables? Now, I measure a non-negotiable. You would leave this person if they weren't aligned, and you have to be so honest about this part. A lot of people try to avoid the brutal truth of this part. You got to be honest about it. Speak your truth. What's your absolute fucking truth? I did this with my wife, my now wife, over five and a half years ago now, when we first connected with each other. We started connecting with each other, sleeping with each other, had some really nice, beautiful connection, great sex, great communication, getting to know each other. My heart was very closed off. I had not done a lot of healing work. I'd done a fair bit, but not fully, like to the depth I have today. But anyways, I saw potential. We had alignment with a lot of our non-negotiables: family, finances, business, health. But one that wasn't aligned for me was self-development. I kind of going back to step number one, a non-negotiable for me is I will not be with someone, I could not be with someone who doesn't do self-growth because of that thing I said before. One partner grows, one partner doesn't, you create disconnection, doesn't work out long term. So what I said in a loving way towards her, I said, look, hun, I've loved the connection we've had. I've really enjoyed getting to know you and building this relationship. But a concern I have, a red flag that I have, is that you don't do self-development. And I kind of explained to her what plays out if you don't both grow. So I said, I want to, and I will be with someone who does self-development. I want that to be you. Are you wanting and willing to do self-development? And she said, I've never done it before. How does it work? I'd love to do that. Where do I start? And then we literally watched Tony Robbins' documentary. It's on Netflix. You can watch it. Great doco. So we watched that and she was hooked. And she loved it. And then she's done sound healing, NLP, breath work. We did our breath work certification together. She reads books. She does podcasts. What we do, this is a good little relationship hack for you guys. When you listen to a podcast or a book, you read a book or you learn something that's like life-changing, and if you know, you know, it might be this podcast as an example. When you listen to it and you're like, holy shit, this is game-changing for our relationship, a rule that we have, or an agreement that we have, is that we'll send it to each other and get the other person to consume it so we understand the same thing. We're on the same page as each other. So she listens to a podcast, blows her mind away, she loves it, she'll send it to me, and I do the same thing. and we say, hey, look, this was really powerful. This really shifted. This was made a big shift within me. Can you consume this for me so we can discuss it and chat about it and get on the same page? So that's a really good hot tip. Anyways, back to step 2. Step 2, what's the vision for your relationship? And are you guys aligned with non-negotiables? Okay? Non-negotiables, you would not be with this person if you weren't aligned. Some examples: health, religious or spiritual beliefs. Do you want family? Financial goals? Do you want to travel the world? I always joke about this with my clients. I teach values. We're not talking about values today, but I have a low value on experiences and travel. I barely leave the house. I work from home. I train at the gym. I come home. I've been home all day. My wife's downstairs. We work from home. I love home. I have very, very little desire to travel. Say you and your partner, you wanted to travel the world with your partner, you'd fucking hate me. I don't want to leave the house. I like working from home. I'm a homebody. I like playing board games, video games, working from home. I like going to the gym, but I don't like traveling and shit. So if I was your potential partner, but you wanted to travel the world with your partner, we ain't aligned, baby. I'm sorry. I'm also taken. But that's an example. Do you want kids? Say you want kids, your partner doesn't want kids, and that's non-negotiable. Conflict ain't gonna work. So get clear on non-negotiables. Non-negotiables. So have this conversation. A good exercise to do. Get a pen and paper, or type it out if you want to. Write down the vision for your relationship. Get your partner to do theirs, and then come together and share it with each other. And say you share something, and your partner shares something, and it's the complete opposite of each other. Maybe you're not aligned. And that's okay, because there would be someone out there that you are aligned with. Just a side note on this step, make sure your visions are realistic. They're not fantasies. If you expect someone to live in your values, or you expect you to live in someone else's values, it's not going to work. It doesn't work like that. You want aligned values and some alignment, but you don't want to date yourself. And if you expect someone to be one-sided, they're always honest, never dishonest, always nice, never mean, always positive, never negative. There's no such thing as a one-sided human. You have all traits within you, and so do I. I'm a very nice, loving human. I'm also an arsehole, and I'm a dick sometimes as well. We all have those parts within us. So don't expect your partner to be one-sided, okay? So just make sure you're not writing down a fantasy for your vision, okay? Be realistic. Okay, step 1, you both take ownership. Step 2, you're aligned with the vision for your relationship. Step 3, are you both prepared to do the dance, navigating each other's triggers and wounds to move towards the vision? I worded another way for you. Are you both willing to support and challenge each other towards the vision? That's where support can look like being empathetic, holding space, co-regulating together, loving your partner, supporting your partner, going the extra mile for your partner. When they're sick, you look after them. When they're stressed, you regulate them. And challenge could be healthy accountability, holding them accountable to their goals. They said they wanted to be healthy, but they wanted to eat chocolate every single night. Say, hey, hun, I thought you told me your goals were this. I'm here to support you. I'm here to challenge you. So learning that dance, I actually made a post on my social media about this the other day. It's like when you get triggered, and this is where the inner work comes back into it. So let's go back to step 1. You're going to get triggered. So in a trigger, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate triggers and traumas together in a relationship? Are you able to regulate with each other and co-regulate and have enough awareness to take ownership and then regulate through it? And then do you have the courage to hold each other and yourself accountable to go heal through what came to the surface? Because if you don't, the same trigger comes up again and again and again, and you repeat the same fucking problems, the same fights, because you haven't healed the thing. I call this the dance of relationships, supporting and challenging each other in the healthiest way possible towards that vision. You get those 3 things right, you're in for a great time. Because both partners, let's play this out. Both partners, you and your beautiful partner, they take ownership of their shit, their triggers and all that stuff. They don't project onto you. They don't play victim. They don't dismiss it. They don't deflect it. Second, you're both aligned for the things that you want with your non-negotiables. We've all got our differences, but you're aligned with the things that matter the most. And third, you're both willing to support each other and challenge each other in the healthiest way you possibly can to move towards that vision. They're the 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. And I'd love to hear your answers in the comments. What's your biggest takeaway from today? And a question you might be asking, how do I get my partner to understand this? Send them this video. Like I said, me and my wife do this all the time. We'll listen to a podcast, we're like, this is game-changing. We'll send it to each other. Hey, babe, can you watch this for me? It's been life-changing for me. So we can discuss it afterwards. Do that. So if you were the receiver of this, thank you for watching. Guys, I'm about to jump off. Thank you for enjoying this. If you want more actual work with me, with all my modules, my tools, my frameworks, my teachings, and how to find your purpose, how to heal your trauma, how to integrate your triggers, and all that good stuff, go grab a copy of my book. That's a great way to start. Keep listening to my podcast. Or down below, there's a free trial and a one-on-one call with me if you want to work with me privately. Thank you, guys. Please share this. Please subscribe. I love you. I'll see you on the next podcast. See ya.